Hello everyone, welcome to Tea with Sparksys. Let us go through some of the updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. And this week, I have few updates related to Trello. Now, Trello is, of course, a very popular tool that was acquired by Atlassian. And Trello, of course, has a different use case. Trello is not like Jira. In case you're new to Jira, or in case you're new to Trello and you're wondering whether you should be using Trello or Jira, then I would recommend doing some research. I mean, I can tell you very briefly. Trello is, of course, for simple task management, and yes, you can collaborate with others. It is great. It works nicely. But if you are someone like me who is into IT, software development, service desk, then Jira will make much more sense. So do some research, and if you're not really sure about whether you should be using Trello or Jira, reach out to me, right? So let us go through the updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. And the first update is about the Atlassian community. Now, I was very active on the Atlassian community. I think it has been 2 years, and I have recently, started, getting back to it. And the main reason was that I don't really get a lot of time. But Atlassian community has changed. I mean, not really significantly. I mean, yes, I know the interface is different now. I think the new UI was launched sometime last month, I believe. But I think now they have like some improvements related to the point system. And I was basically looking at this update, which is about ranking. Now, I believe based on your points, if your rank increases, then you will probably get an email. I know it may sound like a small thing, but I think Atlassian is investing a lot and relying a lot on Atlassian community, because Atlassian community is a place where people can come and they can get support from others. And of course, you can learn about a lot of new things. So, just like a typical community, for a company like Atlassian, where they have a lot of tools, popular tools. In fact, one of the most popular tools in the industry. I think having a community is absolutely necessary. And yes, we all know about different programs that they have, a community leader, and I believe based on your points, if you are a community leader, then you get some rewards. I remember I used to get some goodies from Atlassian, but I think it is good for newcomers, especially people who are trying to, establish themselves. Maybe they want to showcase their badges to their potential employers. So yeah, these things can definitely help. So do take a look at, or do keep an eye on these notifications whenever your rank changes. The next few updates are related to Trello. Now, the new Trello, which as Atlassian is saying is coming soon. And I was actually trying to go through Trello, and I was trying to understand, these changes. And recently I was talking to a potential client of mine where they wanted to move away from Trello. It actually happens a lot, to be honest, because when people start, they don't always know where they will go, and it is okay. Sometimes people start with no tool, sometimes they start with Excel, sometimes they start with Asana, and Trello is definitely one such tool. And they wanted to move to Jira because Jira can do a lot more. So in case you are already using Trello, and if you think you might need to switch to a different tool, then I would say just keep an eye on these updates. For example, now we have something called as Trello Inbox, which is like a place where you can find all the things that are waiting for your attention. Then we have Trello Planner, And Trello Planner, I believe this new feature, it seems like you can do something on a calendar where you can just drag and drop your activities. Then I believe there is a change in the navigation bar of Trello, which is good. I think Atlassian is probably doing a bit too much when it comes to the UI. I know they have changed the UI of UI several times. Now, of course, we have the new interface, and I think they are doing this with Trello as well. I'm not really sure if it is necessary. Maybe they have a reason, but I think they are doing really too much when it comes to changes in the navigation or UI. Then, of course, we have some other features here about scheduling and Atlassian intelligence for quick capture. So I guess Atlassian intelligence is also coming to Trello. And I have started doing few things with Atlassian intelligence, and I'm also looking at Rovo because we are working on Forge app development. I will talk about one update at the very end related to Forge. Okay, so the next update is about this mobile widget to capture task. Now, if you are using Trello mobile app, then you may want to, use this feature. Basically, you can use this widget that you can have on your mobile phone, where you can simply, of course, take a look at your items, but you can also quickly create a new task and manage those tasks. So this is useful. I actually use, of course, we all use Google Calendar and Outlook widget. I mean, not calendar, but widget, Google widget and Google Calendar widget and Outlook widget, because it is really important to, have that view always available for you to look at, especially if you rely on your mobile phone a lot, which, to be honest, is the case for everyone these days. We all rely on mobile phones. We cannot really do things without mobile phone because a lot of things come to mobile. And I think having an app where you can keep track of your activities and also, look at your to-do items, I think it is definitely helpful. We all know about Jira app, which is good, which is decent, but it is not like perfect. But I think it is good to have something. I would say that Atlassian should invest a lot in improving their mobile app. Okay, so moving on, the next update is again about Trello. Yes, a lot of updates related to Trello. So the next update is about the attachments or files that you attach in Trello. And now there is this malware scanner. So basically, whenever you update or whenever you attach a file to your task in Trello, it will scan it for malicious content. So yeah, definitely useful and good. And I thought of talking about these updates related to Trello. We normally ignore, we Atlassian consultants, we consultants as it is our job to, of course, talk about Atlassian tools, but we often ignore tools that are not like Jira, or I should say tools that we don't use personally a lot. I don't really use Trello, although I have made videos on Trello in the past, but I personally don't use. In fact, I have done, as I mentioned, in fact, I remember I once did a session on Trello. I was not really sure what I was doing because there was nothing to talk about. It was all about, okay, this is your board. Look at your board, create columns and activities and drag and drop, and that is it. And yes, you can also change the background. But now I think Trello has improved a lot. I mean, Trello was not really bad back then, but I think now we have few more things that you can do with Trello. So of course, not really trying to compare it with Jira, but I think because it is also a product from Atlassian, so we should not ignore it. Okay, so let us talk about the upcoming event. Now this Noida community in Delhi NCR region is quite active. I think they have a lot of events. So this event, Rise of Rovo, the future of work, is already here. Okay, so this looks interesting, and I am not sure if I'll be there on like in the next 2 weeks. But when I'm in India, when I'm in Delhi, I will definitely attend few of these sessions. I've never been to the Noida session, but yeah, this looks interesting. I think you can learn something about Atlassian Rovo. And I think when it comes to learning, I know everything is online these days, but I think when you go to these events, you can talk to people. You can when you attend those sessions, you can actually not only learn, but you can also get to know about the use cases. So yeah, it would be useful if you want to attend this session. All right, so the next update is about a video that I made. I think last year, I believe. So this video is actually about a deep clone. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have any deep clone feature in Jira, and I think it should be there. Now, of course, on Jira Cloud, when you clone, I think it has improved a lot, but I think this should be a native feature, because a lot of people, and I'm not really saying that deep clone should be a native feature. I'm also saying that it should be configurable, because a lot of my clients have reached out in the past to me for writing a script using script fragment to create a custom clone. And yes, you can do that. You can also make it configurable, but I don't really understand why this is not a native feature, because people clone Jira issues all the time, and when they clone, of course, it will clone all the fields for you, but what if it is configurable, right? So I thought, I'll talk about it, and I have talked about this in this video. And the next update is about one blog which I wrote, not recently, but in the past. And this blog is about prerequisites to learning SprintRunner for Jira. Now, I have been very clear from the very beginning of my Atlassian consultation days that if you want to learn SprintRunner for Jira, then there is no shortcut. You cannot really ignore. If you don't really have a programming background, then yes, you can always learn. I'm not really saying that you cannot learn programming, but if you don't have that background, then it will be very difficult for you to do something useful with SprintRunner. Yes, you can use built-in scripts, but you need to have that background to write simple scripts, modify existing scripts, and do wonderful things with Jira using SprintRunner. So in this video, I talked about some prerequisites, not video, sorry, in this blog. Of course, Groovy. Yes, Groovy is the main thing. Then, of course, you need to know Jira Java APIs, and you also need to know Jira REST APIs. And fortunately, I have covered all of these topics on my site. I have covered Jira, SprintRunner for Jira on data center, on cloud. I've covered REST API. So I have plenty of resources if you want to get started. But yes, the main thing is definitely Groovy. And I do have few videos on Groovy. So you know where to go, right? Just go to ravisagar.in, or just go to my YouTube channel, Ravi Sagar channel, and you can learn SprintRunner for Jira. And yes, we all know that Atlassian is not focused a lot on Jira Data Center, but I still feel, we have 5-ish years, and I think it is enough time. Even if you learn a new language like Groovy, I'm talking about those people who have never written a code. Even if you learn Groovy, then there is no harm, because if you have to switch to something different in the next 5 years, it is not a big deal, right? And to be honest, whenever you write code, good thing about coding is if you're using any C-based language like Java, Groovy, or C or JavaScript, for example, then you're safe. You won't really miss a lot, right? So I think if you want to get started even in 2025 with SprintRunner for Jira for data center, you can. And especially because now there are very few people who are doing it actively for data center. Sparks is the company which I run. is one of those companies in the world who is still doing a lot of stuff on Jira Data Center, and definitely ScriptRunner for Jira. So yeah, if you want to get started, if you want to learn, this blog post will definitely be helpful. All right, so let us talk about the last update, which is the new app, SprintRunner for Jira. So we launched this app, SprintRunner for Jira, last week, and this app is basically to help Scrum Masters, project managers, because this app can automatically start or stop your sprints, which is actually a big problem. And not only it can start and stop your sprints, but it is configurable. So you can decide out of your 10 sprints, upcoming sprints or whatever sprints that you may have, you only want to start some specific sprints automatically or stop them automatically. I think you should probably do it for all. And the reason is because if you are working in a cadence, if you have other teams and they all want to follow the same schedule, like each and every sprint should start or end at the same time, then definitely you need some automated way. Yes, you can do it manually, but Scrum Masters and project managers, I mean, not all of them are very disciplined about it. So it can definitely do that. It can stop your sprints. It can also do smart issue handling. For example, when the sprint stops, you have the option to configure whether you want to move the sprint to the backlog or next sprint, or whether you want to create a new sprint. So our app can do that. And you can enable your app, SprintRunner for Jira, from, of course, your Scrum board, but you can also enable it from the backlog as well. And we have a new release coming up in which we'll be adding more features. And whenever you're looking at your sprint schedule, your sprints are also linked to the sprint retrospective report. So we have made this app especially for those people who are struggling to manage their sprints in Jira. And yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this session, in this video, in this podcast. I hope you enjoyed watching this and listening to this session, and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much.